Hi everyone, I'm Gina Diaz, the right attorney, and today we're going to analyze the important things to note when entering into a real estate contract. Very important, first and foremost, is to check the purchase price. Make sure that the purchase price is correct and the way in which you're going to finance that property. Is it cash? Are you having a mortgage? Or are you doing what we call hard money lending, where the mortgage is not necessarily contingent upon financing? Very important to make sure that all those clauses are correct and your purchase price is accurate. Once you do that, look at the closing date in a contract. Is the closing date realistic? Some people love to put 2-week closing when they know that realistically it's going to take at least 30 days for the financing to go through. So make sure that your closing date is realistic and it gives enough time for all parties to do their due diligence and to satisfy all contingencies. Speaking of contingencies, make sure you know your inspection and your finance contingency as well. These contingencies are very important because they allow you to back out of the deal and still recoup your earnest money should they not be to your satisfaction. So knowing the deadlines on all of your contingencies is important in order to preserve your earnest money and allow you to back out of the contract should you need to. Another important thing is the earnest money. Earnest money is the deposit that you put when you enter into a contract, and make sure that you understand how the earnest money is being delivered and what type of earnest money it is. Is it a refundable or non-refundable earnest money? So if you say non-refundable, that means you cannot back out of the contract even after the contingencies. If it's refundable, then you can back out of the contract and receive the full earnest money deposit back should you cancel within those specified contingencies. So very important to understand the earnest money and what happens with that earnest money should you decide to walk away. And finally, pay attention to the disclosures. Many buyers ignore the disclosures. The disclosures are something that the sellers have to fill out when you enter into a contract with them. Disclosures will let you know, one, if they lived in the property or not. If they did not live in the property, then the homeowner's exemption on taxes needs to be credited back at the time of closing. It also will tell you if they have known of any defects in the property. They have to disclose this. A lot of times people miss this. They get disclosed and then they close and realize that these defects exist and then want to go sue the seller for it when it was in the disclosures all along. So make sure you read those disclosures very carefully. There are many other items in a contract that need to be reviewed, and contracts can be very tricky depending on the contracts being used. That's where I come in. Make sure you hire the right attorney to help you review your contract and understand what you're signing and what kind of transaction you're entering in when entering into a real estate contract. Call the right attorney. Follow and subscribe for more.